I found it in an estate sale. It's pretty cool. It's a statue. The lighting is not the best in here, but it's a statue, and I just had to have it when I saw it. I got to the estate sale a few minutes early, and hey, Judy's here, and I just had to have it. I got to the estate sale probably 5 minutes early, and normally I don't do that, but I guess maybe traffic was good. I don't know, but so I got there and I was in line, and I spotted this mushroom. Let me show you. Here it is. Look, that's me standing in line, and there it is. I was like, I have to have this little guy. That's what he looks like. So let me get rid of the mushroom. Ooh, come on. All right, he's gone. So today, though, we're going to make him over. He's been sitting outside of my den here, I don't know, about a month or so. So it's time to make him over. Now, if you're an IOD fan, there's a little bit of dirt on the bottom of that. If you're an IOD fan, then you know that with the new release, they have a mold called the Hidden Hollow, which is like 3 fairy doors. Let me show you. These right here. And I'm actually going to zoom in real quick because that way you don't see all the mess that we're going to be getting into today. Let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. I have all my supplies around here. Okay. So we're going to use one of these doors, and we're going to put it on the mushroom and just make it super cool. So here we go, and I'm going to put this up there. Yay! So what we're going to do, though, is we're not going to use clay because clay over time can disintegrate being outside. So, and I mean, that takes a long time, but just to avoid that, we're going to use some quick cast resin. Now, I highly, highly recommend you always wear gloves. There's a reason, there is a warning on these, and so you should follow directions and wear the gloves. Hey, Cheryl. Hi, Jeannie. Oh my gosh, I have people watching. Normally, I come on during the kind of a difficult time because of people are working or whatever, and my internet is still a little slow. My internet was supposed to come last week, needed a part, and it's supposed to be delivered today, so hopefully I'll have the internet better. So if I freeze, just bear with me, and hopefully at least my voice is still going. Okay, so with the IOD molds, you'll see on here, it'll tell you exactly how much resin or the air dry clay you need. So it says 47 grams, 47 milliliters. So I'm actually just going to pour 25 and 25 of each. So I'll have a little bit extra, but I'd rather mix once than twice. So with quick cast resin, it's just 50-50. All right, so normally I have my resin mat, but I don't have it here, so I'm just going to use a piece of cardboard and cardboard paper. So I always leave my cup on the table because that way I know it's flat and I'm going to get exactly the right amount. Okay, that's 25. Part A. Now let's do part B. And do 25 milliliters of this one. Now the quick cast sets up pretty quick, so you want to give it a good stir, and then you want to use it before it sits up on you. I'm going to use my Red Solo cup because my silicone cups are at the shop, and I am in my den. Judy, you want to bring those over for me, please? Okay, so I'm pouring both the mixtures in. Notice I have gloves because it does spill. And I'm going to give it a good stir. Okay, that is stirred. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to pour it, into, I'm going to choose this one. This one's really cute. It has a little door knocker. It's made with some bricks. It's got some leaves and stuff on it. So we're going to use this one. And I'm just going to carefully pour it in. Again, the beautiful thing about the IOD molds is it tells you exactly how much resin you need. Look at that. Perfect. All right, so that's going to set. I'm just going to put this to the side because I don't want the resin to get everywhere. I'll put this back here. All right. So now while the quick set resin is setting, we're going to go ahead and we're going to decorate our mushroom. So let's see if I can scoosh this without it spilling. All right. I'll put that comment up there. Thanks, Cheryl. Okay, so here is the mushroom. Actually, let me just move the mold a little bit more out of the way. I know me. I will knock into it and then I'll ruin it. So I'm just going to totally try to scooch it right out of the way. All right. Put it way over here. There we go. All right, so now we have the mushroom. Now, this is what it looks like. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom out a little bit just because we could use some more space here. I'm going to leave my gloves on because I'm going to use the antiquing gel. And that's kind of messy. And antiquing gel comes in all different colors, but I'm going to use this one. Look at this pretty color. This one's called Ochre. But I want to try to keep my mushroom as neutral as possible, just because it's going to be outside and I don't want any bright colors. So we're going to put this on. The antiquing gel is an awesome product. I love it. It's easy to use. So I'm going to put the antiquing gel around the top, except for where the spouts are, and then we'll go in and we will paint those too. Look at this color. Can you see that? Yeah, it's pretty color. Normally with antiquing gel, you put it on and you wipe it back, but this is such a porous surface that it might just suck it all in. Got a little bit on my spot. I want to get that off. Jeannie, if you're still watching, I think I might have to come get your gnome and put it on display with this mushroom. This is a really pretty color. It's kind of, it does translate pretty well onto the screen. It's kind of like a mustardy yellow brown mix. It's just very soft and very neutral. And I'm watching the quick set. Can you see it over here on the side of my head? You can see where it's starting to set up. I need to watch it because the resin will dry hard. And I'm obviously going to be putting it on a rounded surface. So I want to grab the resin mold out a little bit before it's totally set. That way I can bend it and put it around the base of my mushroom. Because you can't have a flat door on a curved piece. And if I miss the window by chance, I'll just make another one. And I'll save that one for another project. So does anybody have any questions? Oh, thanks, Jeannie. I'll have to bring the mushroom in and we'll stage some pictures with it. So this is painting pretty good. Once I get it all on, I will go ahead and I'll wipe it back just to see if there's any extra anywhere. And it should lighten up the color just a little bit, but I really do love this color. It's pretty. I guess I could have had some of it painted, but So let me just tell you a little bit about what else we're going to do. We're going to put the fairy door on from the Hidden Hollow mold by Iron Orchid Designs. And we're also going to use the Pentart, the Moss Effect. Have you seen or heard about the Moss Effect? It's a really cool product that you can put on, and it looks just like real moss. So we're going to play with that. And we're going to use the 3D gel pen and put some gold flakes on. I have all kinds of fun scheduled. I just need to get this painted, which is actually the right amount of time because the door hasn't quite set yet. So we're doing good. We're doing good. So after the door sets, I'm going to pull it out of the mold. We're going to bend it around the mushroom. And we're going to let it finish drying as it's bent around. And I'm going to put the door on with, not wood glue. I'm going to use the heavy body gel, this stuff. This stuff is amazing. If you want to glue anything, this will do it. It is very, very sticky and works really good. All right, I think I need my glasses. Now, I know there might be some questions on, do I seal this because I'm going to be putting it outside? And I'd probably, off the top of my head, I would say, yes, I'm going to use gator hide, but I'm not sure about some of these Pentart products. If you can use the gator hide on top of it, I'm sure we can. But what I'll do is I'm going to ask the pro, Miss Teresa, and ask if she knows about sealing for outside. And sealing the antiquing gel. As far as I know, you don't have to seal it, but being outside. All right, I'm just going to get the bottom. Now look how cute. See, I could actually paint under here too if I wanted to, but we're not going to do that right now. Okay, I'm watching the door. It's almost ready for me to pull out. Notice I still have my gloves on because when I touch the resin, it's still not going to be set, so it could still have the harmful chemicals touch my skin, so I'm just going to wear my gloves the whole time. So, what do you think of the color? Most of the time, I'm a bright color girl, but this one I just seem to be drawn to for the neutral of the mushroom. Again, this is the... I love that. Let me put that up there. Makes my hobbit heart happy. I love it. Okay, so this is the antiquing gel. Oops, let me get the picture better. Antiquing gel by Pentart. It's so easy to use, and it comes in a variety of colors. Just making sure I'm getting close. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to make sure I get around the mushroom everywhere it is. All right, so let me see. Yep, I think our quick set resin is ready to go. Hopefully I didn't wait too long. My brush in the water. I'm going to put Mr. Mushroom over here. All right, let's get this out. So we're going to pull this out, and I'm going to zoom in just so you can see. Solo, come on. Oh, there it is. Zoom in. So I'm just going to flip it upside down, and I'm just going to lightly start pulling on it. I don't want to pull too hard because I don't want to stretch it. And I don't want to lose any of the details because these IOD molds are just amazing with the details that they have on these molds. It's okay, so the middle is a little soft, so I'm going to go back to the top. Again, I'm pulling this out a little premature because I want to be able to bend it around my mushroom base. I want to be very careful right through here. Thanks, Judy. Okay. It's needs to set a little bit longer right there. So I'm just going to see if I can get this side out and this side. Yep. So it's just about ready, but I want to make sure that that door knocker and the detail show through because I have big plans for that. I have my gold flakes and my 3D pen, which rolled and is over here. So I want to be able to use that. So I need to make sure my door knocker. Again, I'm doing this very, very gently. And it's all seeming to work pretty good, except for right there. So we're just going to wait. It's the door knocker part, of course. The cutest part on this whole part of the mold. All right. So let me show you this real quick. This will just take another minute or so. This is the moss effect. So once I get it all decorated, I'm going to go back in and add some moss. So it'll look like it's been sitting outside for a very long time. All right, let's revisit this. And oh, there we go. Yes, the door knocker is intact. Love it. So here, see the door knocker, how cool that is. Okay, so why it's still pliable, I'm going to stick it right. Let's zoom this out a little bit so you can see. Oops, that's the wrong way. All right, so we're going to stick it like this. So if you grab it out early enough, you can take your resin and mold it to your surface. So that's what's the nice thing about the air dry clay is the air dry clay, you always can mold around your edges. And generally with the resin, you can't. But if you pull it out a little prematurely, you absolutely can. So I'm just letting it harden on here for the shape. Look at that. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue it on while it's doing that. Let's see. I'm going to use my heavy body gel. Look at that. I love it. I generally apply my heavy body gel with a palette knife or one of these little things right here. All right. So it's probably, yep, it's going to hold pretty good to the concaveness. So I'm going to go ahead and just slather it up with this stuff. And then I'm going to put it right back on right where I had it. It's still a little bit pliable. It's not hard yet, so it should be fine. Making sure I get the edges really good. So over time, water doesn't seep in. There we go. Okay. Put that right back here where it was. There we go. Ta-da! Now comes the fun part, the decorating of the door. There's so much detail here. It's incredible. So there's brick, there's wood doors, there's the beam. The beam's going across here. There's a door knocker, and then there's some pretty vines. And I can't tell if those are, they look like they might be little flowers here too. So we're just going to decorate and have some fun. And just making sure I have all of it on. Now that it's hardened, I can apply some pressure without having to worry about ruining the detail, because the detail on these molds, again, are just incredible. So if you've ever used an IOD mold, you know the incredible details in them or on them. All right, so the fun. I'll come back and do the white polka dots later. I really would like to do the door. The white polka dots, painting those is boring. You don't want to watch me do that anyway. All right, that's the side. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to paint the wood and the beams. I'm going to paint it like a neutral light brown because I'm going to go over it with a dark antique gel. So let's go with, I have a couple of colors picked out. I'm thinking we should probably go with this light color, which is the hazelnut. Let's go with the hazelnut. And I'm only going to be painting that on the parts that are wood. Get a little stir. Got a little green paint in there from the last time I painted. Oops. And these acrylic paints, these are by Pentart. They dry fairly fast. I'm trying to avoid the flowers and the vine. It's all going to be, at the very end, it's all going to be have antique gel on it, so it won't matter, but I'm just trying to, as much as possible. And of course I'm going to have to do the bricks a different color, but oh, look at that. Oh, whoops. I grabbed the mushroom and I got it all over my hands. I forget that the top of the mushroom is still a little bit wet. Even though I put some brown over some of the green vines, I can go back and just add the green to it. And let me get these little beams. I'll probably end up highlighting the beams a different color. All right. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my 3D glue pen. What this is you put it on, it goes on white, but then it dries clear and it becomes tacky, so you can put foils on, gold leaf, or in today's case, I'm going to use the gold flakes. Gold flakes are super easy to use. I just want to make sure, put just a thin on here, a thin coat, otherwise it won't dry. And this comes in this squeeze bottle, or you can get it in, do I have it out here? It also comes in a different size, so you can paint it on. And I'm going to take a teeny brush and I'm going to paint on around the sides. I wanted to use the pen so I have control, but on the sides I also want to have the gold flakes, so I want to just smush this out just a little bit. I feel if I would have taken, oh, that's my dog. My dog Dodger's under the table. He's stretching and whining a bit. Not whining, moaning. There we go. There we go. So that'll dry. It's white now, but it'll dry clear, and when it's clear, it's tacky and ready to go. All right. So we're gonna now paint around that. Let's look at that. That's so cool. I'm thinking I'm going to totally use the antique gel now, give it, except for this part. I'm going to go ahead and use, I think I'm going to use, oh, both these colors are so pretty. Sometimes I don't know which one to use. One's a little darker. I think I'll start with, I'm going to do the Umber. I'm going to do the whole thing. That way it gives me a base, and then I'll paint the rest over it. But I wanted the brown to be underneath it, just for layer effect. You'll see what I'm talking about when I start wiping it back. And then like all of this in here, I'm going to touch up with green anyway. So, all right. What's nice about the quick set resin is it doesn't need to be primed or anything. You just put this stuff right on top. And I'm thinking that that's pretty dry. Yeah, that paint's pretty dry. That's good. Can you see this door coming to life? I would have music playing in the background, but I would get flagged for copyright. So occasionally you might have to hear me hum. That's just the way my brain works. Judy and Jeannie, if you're still on, you know. Okay, if you're catching this on the replay, I would love to know. So please hashtag replay it. If you have a friend or somebody that you know would love these little hidden hollow doors or this little post, make sure you please share it. I'm just starting out new on this page. I'm normally on my Pick and Boots vintage page, but this is where I'm going to go to create smaller projects. I mainly do furniture on the other pages, and if you're catching this live on YouTube, make sure you hit, or I'm going to be posting this to YouTube also, make sure you hit the subscribe button. All right, so now I'm going to take this, I'm going to go over all of it, even the brown, the beige that I just put on here, and I'm going to show you why. I'm going to start wiping it back. This antiquing gel is amazing. Still avoiding the 3D glue pen. I'll get the middle at a later time. I see that I'm freezing up a little bit. I apologize. It's my internet. All right, so as I'm wiping back, now can you see the difference of where I put the beige under it and I didn't? And this antiquing gel gets right into all of those little crevices and cracks on the doors and of the brick. It's a little dark now, but I am going to come do some detail work on here. Thanks, Kathy. Okay. Let me get a little brush, and I am going to do in the middle real quick, just to keep it. Thanks. Thanks, Cheryl. I appreciate it. All right. So this is still tacking up right now. Again, I use the 3D gel pen, and we're going to use the Flakes. Now we're going to paint some of the bricks. We're going to make it look like bricks. So bricks are red, orange, brown. So I have a few colors here. We're not going to do every brick. We're just going to do some of them. And again, then I'm going to go back and I'm going to add some more, the lighter antique gel over the top. So it's the red and the brown are not so bright. And I think I'll throw a little bit of the orange in too. This is actually called red clay because bricks are all different colors, especially older ones. I'm going to get a baby wipe out because I know I'll make a mess. All right, so let's start with a few red. Again, this is a little bit bright. It doesn't really go with the theme, but it won't be this red when we are done. I don't know if those are bricks or stones. We're going to leave those alone. So this to me looks like it's all vines. All right. Just gonna get some off. Now I'm gonna go and add a little bit of this clay color in because bricks are different colors. And this is all vines through here. All right, now I'm gonna add a few brown. Sorry, Deborah. It's, oh, freezing? I thought you meant the camera. Are you talking about the weather? I bet you it's cold up there. Whew. It's beautiful here. I'm sorry. You should come down and visit. All right. So I'm going to let that dry, and then we're going to go over it with a little bit of the Umber. Or no, the brown. No, let's see. We're going to go over the lighter one. Which one? Yeah, the brown. I do want to hit this a little bit more. Oh, it's a gorgeous mold. It's called Hidden Hollow by Iron Orchids. I do have them on my website, but there are several IOD stockists. There might even be one in your town. So just if you go to the Iron Orchid Designs page, you can look up retailer and somebody will have it. If not, I have it. Okay, so I'm going to put these caps back on. While they're drying. I want to do the beams a slightly darker color. Maybe I'll use some black. Let's use some black. Oh wait, this is deep brown. It almost is black, but look at that. This will add a little bit of more depth to it. Can you see that? This is highlighting the wood beams that are going across. Put that back on. Okay, now we're going to use some green. Now, they do have a green, what's called olive, antiquing gel, which I could have put on here, and it is gorgeous because I put it on these rose molds before, and it's beautiful. Let's just see what it's going to look like over the brown. I'm not sure. I've never really put the green over the brown, but we're going to test it. Why not? Let's get a brush. I'm doing this color because I really want to keep a muted color palette, but I'm going to see if this works. Oh yeah. Can you see that? There we go. So I do like this. So I'm putting this over all of the vines. And then I'm going to go back in. I'm going to use a lighter green. I'll just highlight it a little. This again is the Antiquing Gel by Pentart. Has to be one of my favorite products that Pentart has. It is amazing. And there's white, turquoise, there's an antique green color, like a aqua green. And then, of course, this color at the top of the mushroom, black, brown, and umber. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get this all done in one day. Last week when I did the Snip Art Bunny, it took me 2 days. But looks like we're going to be able to get this done today. Which is nice. All right. There we go. And I'll take pictures and have up close so you can really see the detail and better lighting so you can really, really see it. Okay, so I do want to just throw a few light traces of light green in here. The question is what color? I don't want it to be, let's go with this one. I don't want it to be too bright. We'll try this one. And if it doesn't work, we'll use a different one. And I'm just going to offload it onto a paper towel and then just, nope, the color's way too similar. Well, I guess should I try a little bit of this? Why not? All right. This is the Pentart Metallic Light Green, and it is vibrant. But if it's too bright, we can always tone it down with a little bit. Yes, it does. A little bit of the Antiquing Gel. The green really brings out the bricks. It does. And I'm going to tone the bricks down a little bit. I'm just letting that dry. All right, let's see. Let's get a little bit of this green. Get a new paper towel. Okay, I'm just going to offload. I'm just going to add a little bit here and there. Ooh. And this is a nice choice because it's kind of blending with the other green in there, so it's not quite as bright. Shows way better than the other color I picked earlier. Okay, it's a little bright here, so I'm going to just pounce it a little bit more. There we go. There we have it. What do you think? Just enough. here. I really need to paint more often with gloves. Those of you that have seen me paint before know how messy of a painter I am. You can tell just by looking at the tops of my paint jars. But when I get it all over my fingers, it's so hard sometimes to get it off. I have to scrub. So if I start using gloves, I won't have to worry about it. Ooh, thanks, Kathy. All right, there we go. Okay, so let's tone the bricks down a little bit, and then it might be ready. It might be time to put the flakes on. And you know what? I have this little door here, the door handle. So we need to think about what we're going to do with that door handle, if we want it to match the knocker or not. Now the knocker, when I put the gold flakes on, the gold flakes are a mess, and they might stick to something else. So what I need to do is make sure that hopefully all the paint will be dry before I do that. I didn't really think that one through. Thanks, JL. I appreciate it. Right? It looks so homey, doesn't it? I wish I could find about 10 more of these giant mushrooms because I would just have so much fun decorating them. Okay, so now I'm going to use the brown. Last time I used the darker antique gel. I'm going to use a lighter one, and I'm just going to kind of go over this lightly. And wipe it back. And I'll probably use a baby wipe for this one instead of a paper towel. That way I can wash off a little bit more. I always use the sensitive ones that have no no fragrance and anything in them. All right, so I'm just going to lightly brush over the colors just to kind of tone down the reds and the oranges. Okay, it seems I've got it. Now I'm going to just take my baby wipe, and I'm just going to, I'm not going to wipe, I'm going to more like dab. Just so the colors kind of peek out a little bit. But I wanted just to tone it down because it's okay to have some bright spots, but I don't want too many bright spots. There we go. Okay, so I'm just looking at the door knocker. Let me see. It's still a little bit white, so it hasn't quite tacked up fully yet. But what we can do is we can play with the moss. Now, the moss is a whole nother beast. The moss is awesome. And when you use a heat gun where'd my other color go? When you use a heat gun on the moss, that's a grass effect. Where did I put them? There they are. When you put the moss on and you use your heat gun, it bubbles up so it looks like actual real moss. So we're going to do some of that. And we're going to play in just certain areas. Thank you, Cheryl. And there are different ways you can put this on. I'm going to be using just one of these brushes. And it comes in 2 different colors. Sometimes people will mix in the grass effect just to get a different shade of green. I'm not sure we're going to do that or not because it's really a bright color. Some people will add a little bit of like some velvet powder, the black or the brown, just to give it some kind of like the real moss look. Oh, Kathy, this stuff is amazing. I did a live before, and I did this huge secretary, and I covered it in all this moss, and I put some brown drippy paint, so it looked like it was pulled right out of the swamp. Not for everybody, but it was fun. It was beautiful, and most importantly, somebody loved it and bought it. All right, let's get started. I need 2 of these brushes. We're going to start with the dark color. And I'm just going to kind of, you just stipple it on. So I just want it to look like moss is coming out from the door. And then we're going to hit it with a little bit of the light color on top. Certain areas, because you know the moss, especially here in Florida, there's moss everywhere because it's so wet, and it's not just one color. So see that? Now let me get my heat gun. I got to plug it in. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this or not. I wasn't sure how much time I was going to have. But now I'll try to hold it up so you can see it. But the moss will actually start to bubble up. Let me turn my heat gun. I had it cool. I'm going to turn it up a little bit, the heat. I love the adjustable heat gun. Okay, so you can start to see there's little peaks starting to come up in the moss. I'm not sure how well the camera is going to capture that, but trust me, it's working. It makes it look fuzzy. Let's get it. There we go. How's it? Let me see. Where's the camera? How's that? Look at that. So, isn't it, Kathy? It's awesome. And there's different techniques I've seen where people have taken a lighter green and gone in and highlighted. Like I said, they take some black velvet powder, put that into the brown, and it just adds another layer of the moss. But we're not going to do that today. I'm just going to go ahead and put some more moss over here. And then I think we're going to be able to put the flakes on. That is going to be fun. Hopefully I won't mess that up. Okay, so now I don't want it to be the same, so I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to have it come out a little bit. And this stuff is pretty thick. I'm going to put that up. Count. That's great. It is. And this is by Pentart. I have it on my website, and there are other people around that also have it on their website. It's, if you Google Pentart Moss, if not, my website, I don't even know if I have it on here. Here it is. That's my website. If you're interested. If not, no biggie, but I like to let people know where they can get the stuff, especially if they've seen it. So adding some more here. Sometimes the thicker you put it on, it takes a little bit more time to heat it up. Again, what it's doing, the heat is causing it to like get a fuzz on top. I'm not sure how good the camera picks it up, but I'll definitely show you it in the up close pictures. You can really see some of the details pop with the heat gun coming up. Okay, so see how adorable that is? Yay! All right, so we're going to go ahead and temp the gold flakes. It looks like it's ready. Let me just put my heat gun to the side. Now, these gold flakes are amazing. Let me just close these up, otherwise they will dry. I'll get that off of there. So it's important that when you put your caps back on, you make sure they're on good and tight because these are small and they can dry out pretty easily. And I'm talking about any of these paints, the antiquing gels. Always just make sure you got a nice tight on it. All right. Let's see. I can take these gloves off now. My hands are starting to sweat. All right. Now, the gold flakes, these are amazing. They are literally flakes of gold. And you just take a little brush and you're going to just brush them on over where your tackiness is from where we put this 3D glue pen on. It comes in a pen form or it comes in a one that you can just brush on. Oops, I just spilled them. So we're going to use ones I just spilled. Leave it to me. Put those right there. It's not going to take much because we're just doing the door knocker. I'm just trying to find a nice size brush where, because they could, oh no. It says I have a broadcast error. I don't know if you can still hear me or not, but I'm still going to roll with it because I'll put this on YouTube. And it'll be on Facebook. So I'm just putting with my brush, I'm just tapping on the gold. I'm brushing it where I put the 3D pen glue. And I'm hoping that the glue doesn't stick, or the flakes don't stick too much to the paint, because some of the paint might still be wet around it. But the flakes are even easier than foil, and at least I think. And it gives the same look. You can't tell where the flake or the starts or ends because it just goes on so nice. I did a bunny book, a snip art bunny book, and I used it on the around the pages, and it looks like real, those books that have those gold pages. It looks good. All right, I'm making sure got it all on there. Kind of looks like a hot mess, but now I'm going to take a soft brush. Let me see. And I'm going to get the excess off. I might have a few that are on there from where the paint may have been a little bit wet, but that's okay. I can always paint over it. That's the thing about this, though it is very cool. It can make a mess. I saw somebody do a live the other day, and it was really cool. I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Teresa. I don't remember, but took a lint brush and just rolled up. Maybe it was Nancy. I don't know. They rolled it up and they picked up all of the loose gold leaf. It was the coolest thing. I don't have a lint brush here, though. I'll have to get one. So I have a little bit of extra gold there, and I need some antiquing gel here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my brush, and I'm just going to put a little bit more of the gel on because it's, let's see, I want the darkest umber. Here we go. I can cover up those little golds right here. There we go. We don't need the extra gold, and I want to give it a little bit more umber right there. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. I want to put a little bit more in these little lines on the door. I want to make sure it gets into those cracks. So I'm pushing heavy, and I'm going to wipe back very lightly, making sure I don't take any of that dark color out of the lines. So I'm just going to wipe lightly. And now you can see, let me get more. There's a little bit more depth by leaving more in the line. See that? Still never decided what we're going to do with the handle. I'm just going to take some of this. I want to paint over the gold. I don't want any gold. Facebook stream has ended. Okay, so I hope I'm still going live on YouTube. Anyway, so I'm going to take pictures, post it, and of course this is going to be on YouTube after this live video so people can go back to it. Again, if you like the video, you like my style and my crafts, please subscribe on YouTube. And let me know what you think. I'm going to sign off, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paint the white dot on the mushroom, and then I'll stage it and take some pictures. All right, I just want to say thank you for joining me, and I apologize about my Wi-Fi connection. I'm not exactly sure why that fell off. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and you guys have a great day.